Keeps fighting back. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, and yet another shot fired in the trade war.
The tit-for-tat between the U.S. and China is escalating. China this morning is announcing a 125% tariff on U.S. imports. This is up from the 84% it announced on Wednesday and now matches the 125% additional reciprocal tariffs the U.S. imposed on China this week. The 20% fentanyl tariffs remain in effect, bringing the total additional tariffs on China to 145%. Chinese President Xi Jinping saying today his country is not afraid.
That's Fox's Madeline Rivera. Now, China is the only country with these escalating tariffs. President Trump paused other reciprocal tariffs, saying,
everybody wants to come and make a deal, and we're working with a lot of different countries, and it's all going to work out very well.
But there's still concern in stock markets. The day after that big rebound, the sell-off continued. The Dow plunged a little over 1,000 points. The Nasdaq dropped 4%. Right now, stock futures are barely moving up a little bit. An update on the legal battle attempting to bring an immigrant mistakenly deported on those controversial flights to El Salvador home.
To the Supreme Court Justice, do the right thing. History will always remember you.
And the day after Kilmar Abrego Garcia's wife, Jennifer, made that plea in Maryland, the court has ordered the Trump administration to facilitate his return. Garcia is in the U.S. legally, but Attorney General Pam Bondi insists Garcia is a gang member, despite the administrative error allowing his deportation. And speaking of returning home, that's what it sounded like last night at Joint Base Andrews when Ksenia Carolina's plane landed, bringing the American home after Russia set her free in a prisoner swap. Carolina had been jailed for treason, arrested last year when returning to Russia, where she's a dual citizen, to see her family. Her crime? Donating about $50 to a charity for Ukraine while she was in the U.S. America's listening to Fox News.
Stay on top of the latest forecast with America's Weather Team in the palm of your hands.
Here's the latest from America's Weather Center.
It's Fox weather updates throughout your busy day, every day.
That heat's going to be out there for one more day.
Temperatures being 30 degrees above average.
Put the power of over 100 meteorologists and the worldwide resources of Fox in your hands with the Fox Weather Podcast. Precise, personal, powerful. Subscribe and listen now at foxnewspodcasts.com. Connect to Fox News Audio on the Fox News app. Listen to hear your favorite hosts like Brian Kilmeade, Jimmy Fallon, and Guy Benson standing up for what's right, live and via podcast. Just click listen, then swipe right and hear the latest news updates on your time. And scroll down to hear the latest podcasts from Fox News. And it's even easier to listen in the car with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Get programming alerts and notifications. Fox News Audio is on the Fox News app. The voices America trusts. Download it now.
5 years ago, much of America was shut down at the beginning of the COVID pandemic, and then came the vaccines and controversial mandates that got some people who refused to get the shots fired or even kicked out of the U.S. military. Now some of those service members are coming back. 3 Army soldiers have just returned to active duty.
Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth reacted on Fox's The Will Cain Show.
All the letters are out to the folks who were pushed out, and we welcome them back as quickly and robustly as possible.
The Army says over 100 more soldiers have applied for reinstatement. The Marines say 129 have started the reinstatement process.
We will welcome you back with rank and back pay, and we want your service.
The Secretary adding that the return of these service members can only make the U.S. force stronger.
These are some of our best and brightest. We were kicking out folks with 17 years in, 18 years in, 19 years in.
Over 8,000 service members were discharged during the pandemic for refusing to get vaccinated. Kevin Uretsky, Fox News.
As the war in Ukraine keeps raging, a royal visit from Britain's Prince Harry going to what's called the Superhuman Center in Ukraine.
That clinic treats and rehabilitates wounded military personnel and civilians, giving out prosthetics, reconstructive surgery, and psychological help free of charge. A spokesman said the prince was there to meet with war victims. He was there with a contingent from his Invictus Games charity, which helps wounded veterans. The prince is no stranger to war zones, having served 2 tours in Afghanistan, where he flew missions as an Apache helicopter co-pilot gunner. Jill Nato, Fox News.
They'll tee off at Augusta in Georgia next hour, starting round 2 of the Masters, golf's first major tournament of the year. Justin Rose, the leader after the first 18 holes.
A really good day's golf on a golf course that was a stern test.
Rose has a 3-shot lead over 3 other golfers, including last year's Masters winner Scottie Scheffler. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Local news. News Talk 107.7 and 1400. The Hub.
News is brought to you by One Bank of Tennessee, where service is second to none.
From the WHUB News Center, I'm Rafferty Cleary. The Tennessee Senate has passed legislation that will require all Tennessee schools to verify citizenship or legal immigration status from incoming students. Now, the Senate bill remains at odds with its House companion, which faces a final committee hearing next week before it can go to a full House vote. The four governments that co-own the Upper Cumberland Regional Airport are being asked to increase their annual contributions to the airport's operation. Currently, Cookeville, Sparta, Putnam, and White counties each contribute an equal share of $35,000 annually to the airport. The airport proposing to bump that amount to $70,000. Scheduled utility work will result in rolling roadblocks along both directions of Interstate 40 in Putnam County Sunday. The Highway Patrol says roadblocks will occur from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. beginning eastbound at mile marker 273 and westbound at mile marker 286. That's the news from WHUB.
From the WHUB Willow Window Studios, your trusted window, garage door, and custom window treatment experts. Willow Window. Stop by their new showroom at 310 Newman Drive, Cookeville.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is radio station WHUB, the voice of the Upper Cumberland in Cookeville, Tennessee.
Good morning.
Good morning, Cookeville, with Jason and Sheila on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
Good morning, Cookeville. Jason and Rafferty Cleary this morning. Yeah.
Got it right this time.
Well, I felt bad for yesterday morning.
Just throw a dress on me and call me Sheila, why don't you?
Oh, we're not that type of show, Rafferty.
Okay. Well, that's how it felt, but
sorry about that.
We're off to a good start today.
Yeah. It's 6:07. Today's the 11th of April. Getting real close to tax day. Have you already done your taxes?
I did.
Really?
Responsible individual. And guess what? I didn't have my mom help me.
That's great, Rafferty.
I know it.
Did you go to like a CPA or did you do them yourself?
I did them myself.
Like TurboTax?
Now, that may come back to haunt me in a couple, weeks.
Did you do it through like a company, like online, or did?
Yeah, it was an online company.
Okay, well, you'll be fine.
We'll see.
A few things you need to know. The McMinnville Warren County Chamber of Commerce, they have, and they've had this for a while, the Distinguished Citizen Award.
Oh, the Distinguished.
Well, they renamed it after Phyllis Prater. She was the owner of Prater's Barbecue in Morrison and Manchester. She passed in a car crash back in October of last year. So it's the Phyllis Prater Distinguished Citizens Award.
Okay. All right.
So, good stuff. She was a staple there in the McMinnville area. You may have noticed TDOT clearing some trees there through, down I-40 and stuff, and wondered what they were doing. I did. I thought, well, maybe they're doing some logging, making some money, fill out some of these potholes.
You think they're selling that stuff for firewood?
I don't know what they're doing with it, but the reason that they're doing it is for sight lines.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not exactly sure what that's about. I liked the trees.
I did too. I was a fan of the trees, the forest.
Yeah, I hope they do some.
They could be making some of these land bridges for the animals.
Well, I don't.
No.
I hope they plant like, and I hate to say this, because I don't want to give Alabama props for anything, but they've done a really good job with like wildflowers and pollinators.
Marigolds.
Well, whatever. They're just some flowers.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope they do that. I hope they, at those exits that they're clearing, because we got plenty of grass.
You'd be all right with your tax dollars funding some wildflowers.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm cool with it.
Well, I mean,
you seem like the guy that would bicker about that.
No.
You're good with flowers. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Well, at least it's something to look at, and it helps the bees out.
And bees are in trouble right now.
We need bees, so I would see it as something that, is good.
serious situation or B population.
It's better than a lot of other things the government spends money on.
That's true.
So I'd be all about that. But I hope they do something with it. I hope it's not just sitting there growing grass or growing more trees. Are they going to do that in Monterey too?
We tried marigolds one time.
That's not going to work.
It didn't work.
No,
What was happening is the railroad came up where we planted them.
Yeah.
And they sprayed this stuff on it, and they all died.
Oh.
And then another thing that happened is now we've got random, and I think they're marigolds. I don't know. I don't have the greenest thumb in the world. We got marigolds just growing in random places around town now.
They're possibly not marigolds.
Okay. But there's something.
Yeah.
I thought it was.
I don't think they come back year after year.
Oh, okay.
I don't think. We can ask Donna. She'll know.
Donna or the fine folks over at Johnson's.
Johnson's would sure know.
Intelligent people in the plant world.
Have you ever been to Window in the World Festival at Tennessee Tech? Have you ever experienced that, Rafferty?
I have seen it on video before. Neat.
It's real neat. It starts this weekend, and the food is just awesome if you go. And then some of the dance things that some of the other cultures do, and in the quad. And I don't know if that. I think she said it's out at 10 or 11 tomorrow. They're doing one of those Chinese dragon things.
Oh my gosh!
Isn't that cool?
Yes.
I'm not exactly sure of the time, but if you go to Tennessee Tech's website and find Window on the World, it'll have the full schedule of what all's happening.
Is that like the Chinese dragon thing? Is that something like me and you could show up on Saturday and be underneath that thing?
No.
They've hired people.
They've got professionals that are doing it.
That's exciting.
And then you could literally go to Tech this Saturday and have a big time. Go Window in the World, see the Chinese dragon, eat some food, go to the purple and gold spring game, and then there's a baseball game as well. And if you haven't been to a baseball game at Tech lately, it's a freaking blast.
Wings up
for Tech.
Big things happening.
Plenty of stuff. And this weekend is also the Firefly Festival.
Oh, yes.
At Dogwood Park. And then in Monterey, it's the
GNCC Racing.
GNCC Racing. We'll talk to Chris Landers about that. But don't y'all have an egg hunt?
We do have an egg hunt going on. 6,000 eggs, 3 different locations, prizes that can be won, bicycles, water guns, all kinds of fun things for the kiddos.
And when does that start and where is it?
10 a.m. Age groups are split up in 3 different locations: Whitaker Park, Standing Stone Monument, and the Little League Field.
Okay.
6,000 eggs.
Man, that's a lot of eggs.
That's a whole bunch.
Yeah. And there's more stuff going on this weekend than you can go to. So you're just going to have to pick something. This is cool. Jerry Lowry, he's the mayor of Sparta. He was able to get a grant from TVA. They matched the money they had, which was $7,000.
Weather radios?
No, he's already done that. Oh. He got fire blankets that you keep in your kitchen.
Yeah, I've seen those.
And then so if something happens, you just throw this blanket over it. It puts out the fire. And so he's got several of those. They'll be giving them away free when they get here. He'll announce at some point when that'll happen. But what a handy thing to have.
No doubt.
I'm a big fan of Mayor Lowry.
I am too. He's a good dude. He's got a great mindset.
Yeah.
Sparta's lucky to have him.
I was telling you about Tennessee Tech and their baseball team. They're hosting the Southern Indiana Screaming Eagles. They are number 1 in the OVC. And Tech is got to be right there with them because they're having a heck of a season so far. And so that should be a big battle. They've got their opener at 6 o'clock this afternoon, 2 o'clock tomorrow, then 1 o'clock on Sunday.
I feel like a home game for the Southern Indiana Screaming Eagles has probably got some annoying Screaming Eagle sound over
I hope
the PA.
not.
You know, I'm not going to try to imitate it.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm sure they're awful.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't mind going.
You want to go together?
I'd go. I didn't pay attention to what Anthony said the weather was going to be like.
It's okay. Throw a jacket on.
Well, no, but I don't want to sit in the rain. I'm not going to sit in the rain to watch a baseball game.
Listen, you make fun of my hair all the time. Is it because of your hair?
No.
I wouldn't care to get my hair wet.
Because I don't want to get wet. And if it's going to rain,
you're soft.
I'd rather pile up on the couch and watch the Masters. If we're just being honest. Which would you rather do? It's raining, it's 55. Would you rather go sit outside a baseball game or curled up on your couch watching the Masters?
I mean, the Masters is enticing. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I can keep up with that on my phone.
Your 2 cents is coming up here next. That's brought to you by Freedom Pawn. Interesting question. What's a modern trend people will regret in 10 years?
Modern trend people will regret in
10 years.
Ooh.
There's several, I think. There's several that I can think of. We'll get to that in just a minute here on Good Morning Cookeville. Good Morning Cookeville is brought to you by Elevate Real Estates. We're live here in the Willow Window Studio. Hang out, guys.
Good Morning Cookeville is brought to you by Elevate Real Estate. Looking for talented individuals who would like to join our team? Contact us today. Visit tnelevate.com.
May we have your attention, please? We've got some big news regarding one of your favorite draw-style lottery games. In fact, it's not just big news. It's mega, because Mega Millions is bigger and better than ever, thanks to new and exciting features like larger starting jackpots, built-in multipliers, bigger second prizes, and better odds to win. And yes, it'll cost a little more to play, but you'll have the chance at some mega-sized wins. The new Mega Millions from the Tennessee Lottery. Game-changing fun. Please play responsibly.
Whether you prefer the connections of a small classroom or energy of an SEC school, the University of Tennessee system has the campus for you. I'm Randy Boyd, president of the UT system, inviting you to explore our 5 unique campuses in Knoxville, Chattanooga, Pulaski, Martin, and Memphis. With scholarships like the UT Promise, nearly half of our students graduate debt-free, making a UT education attainable for every Tennessee family. Start your journey at findyourut.com. 5 campuses, 1 just for you.
For the love of the Klein. For the love of the fall. For the love of knowing your kids' laughter is the sweetest music there is. For the love of Tennessee. Travel safe. Brought to you by the Tennessee Department of Tourist Development, the Tennessee Association of Broadcasters, and this station.
Elevate your space with high-quality window treatments from Willow Window. Our dedicated team crafts custom solutions featuring sleek blinds, elegant shades, custom interior and exterior shutters, and luxury drapery tailored to your style. Transform your windows into stunning focal points that enhance your home's charm. Reach out to us today for your complimentary estimate. 931-Window-1.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
1077 and 1400, The Hub. Good morning, Cookeville. Jason and Sheila. Good Morning Cookeville.
Good morning, Cookeville. Jason and Rafferty. Sheila is off again today, wrapping up all the funeral stuff yesterday, and forgot where the burial was. It was a pretty good piece away. So, and then afterwards, you got to do all the family stuff. So she's still out today. She'll be back on Monday, but Rafferty is nice enough to join us again this morning. It's 6:20, and it's time for your 2 cents. That's brought to you by our friends down at Freedom Pond. Dana and all the great guys down there, they do such a great job. Tons of inventory, good quality stuff, and just good people in there, too. Got to talk to Dana a little bit yesterday. What's a modern trend people will regret in 10 years? You got any, Rafferty?
I do.
What?
The fluffy haircuts that the kids are doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Well, yeah. I mean, I get that, though. I had a mullet, for God's sakes.
Well, I mean, you regret that?
Well, I mean, I don't regret it. I look for the time it looked good.
And I'm sorry. If I could pull it off, I can't. I would rock a mullet right now.
Why can't you pull it off?
It just doesn't grow right. I've got this thick hair, and so my hair grows out instead of down.
Yeah, that was my problem.
Yeah, but a mullet is cool.
If I let it go too long, I start looking like a TV preacher.
If you're
or
rocking,
a weatherman.
Okay, but if you're rocking a mullet right now, you automatically go hero status for me.
You think so?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Yep.
Trying to think of something from like when I was in high school, a trend that 10 years later I regretted. I can't think of one.
I've got one.
What?
Popping collars.
Oh, I never did that.
It was kind of like when I was in high school, which wasn't very long ago.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. I never did it.
No.
I looked at those dudes and I was like, what?
Yeah.
But like, I know every single one of those guys that popped collars regrets it to this day.
I thought probably popping collars was, I mean, that was even a thing, excuse me, when I was in school.
Complete.
But that's what every bad guy in every 80s and early 90s movie was a collar popper.
Mm-hmm.
They were always the popular guy who had the pretty girl, but secretly he was an a-hole.
Yeah.
But the girl never would believe it until the end of the movie, and she ended up, marrying the geek.
Yeah. One of the other things that has not seemed to be regrettable, Crocs.
Oh, I don't know how they're even still going.
They're going strong.
I know.
They're going real strong.
I'm not a Crocs guy.
In complete opposite, I always thought, this goes back to high school, if you wore pink, gosh, you're going to regret ever doing that.
Yeah.
I wear pink now and don't have a problem with it.
No. Yeah.
It's fine. It's a fine color to wear.
It is.
It does not have a target on its back. It's normal.
Something else I think people will regret, young people especially, getting their ears gauged.
I thought you were going to say marriage there for a second.
No. Some of you will regret that.
Mm-hmm.
But, some of you won't. But getting your ears gauged, that looks like something that you would regret in 10 years. Because I've seen people who've gotten older who had their ears gauged. It's not real pretty.
That's an unfortunate thing to have done to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My daughter wanted to do it whenever she was in high school, and I was like, absolutely not. That is not happening. I said, wouldn't you like a job at some point?
A career?
I mean, wouldn't you like that? Let's stay away from that. But she's like, it's just a little one. I don't care. It still looks like when you don't have it in. I mean, it's up to you. I mean, whoever. I mean, if you want to do it, do it. Don't bother me. Can't see it from my house, so I don't care. But it looks like something that you would regret. And I also think for the young women out there, all these things that y'all are doing on the TikTok.
See, that's why I don't talk or tick.
I think that's something that you could possibly regret at a later date in life. Just throwing that out there.
Good point.
Y'all are doing some stuff that ain't appropriate. Liz Loosemore says social media.
It depends on how you use it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I don't think social media is bad, but I think social media can be used bad.
I don't share personal opinions on social media.
I don't know. Well, and I got in trouble because when the grandbabies were born, I wanted to share a picture of the grandkids. And this is why I don't put a lot of pictures up of the grandkids. Because Maddie's like, no, don't do it. And I was like, well, I'm sorry, I didn't know. So I have to get it approved by Maddie or I can't put the picture up.
That's a good point because those pictures could come back and haunt those kiddos later in life. For instance, my mom dressed me up as a sailor, me and my brother, as little sailors.
Yeah.
And then as terrifying Easter outfits. Those haunt me to this day. And every time Easter pops around,
that picture pops up.
It pops up. Yeah. That's not cool.
No.
That's not cool.
Did y'all do like a dance routine or something?
No, not that I know of. It's just
that would have been cool.
There was something in Mom's mind that let's dress my kids up as horrifying as possible, and
sailors was it.
It'll be great.
Like little white outfits with the little Papa hat.
Yeah, I had suspenders. Yeah, suspenders and it was bad.
Yeah.
I remember one of those outfits had like 100% cotton.
Yeah.
You talk about itchy.
Really?
Oh gosh.
Man.
Wool, maybe wool. I don't know. I don't know my
wool.
fabrics very well.
No. I doubt it was cotton.
I think it was wool. It was horrible.
I'd love to see that picture.
I'll find it.
Okay. Cindy Woody says putting all their business on social media. My favorite is when a lady gets on there and she's like, I'm done with him. He's the worst. Blah, 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 blah. And then like 2 weeks later, she loves him again and he's the best thing ever.
Yeah.
It's like, gosh, just 2 weeks ago, he was the worst.
Yeah.
And now he's the best.
It's the worst.
Yeah. So it's hard to. Jim Hager says electric cars. I don't know, man.
I think we're going that direction.
Here's the thing. I've been in a couple of the electric cars as of late and the electric Ford truck. And buddy of mine's got an electric Ford truck. And I rode with him. And when he pulled up, and I was like, psh, well, electric Ford truck. Well, let's see how this goes. They're awesome.
Yeah. So some of those cars are
They're awesome.
Pretty quality. And
yeah.
I think that's sort of the direction we're going.
I'd take and I know a lot of people think they're ugly, but I would take a Tesla truck today. I think they're cool looking.
I think that's 10 years you're going to regret. I'm not bashing the EV side of it. It's just one weird looking.
It is.
And in 10 years, they'll have one that looks normal, and you'll be like, what was I doing?
They already have several electric trucks that are normal electric trucks. You know, there's, of course, Ford makes one. I think Chevy makes one. There's another just pure electric car company, starts with an R, and they have a truck that's sharp, man. It's nice. But I don't know, something about that Tesla truck that.
Have you seen the videos of them like hauling hay in the field and?
Oh yeah,
it's
yeah
pretty cool.
Wayne Blanton says tattoos. Absolutely, you can get a tattoo but I don't think every tattoo you get you're going to regret.
I don't have one yet. I actually want one. But that's why I don't have one yet, because I'm afraid I'll get it and then regret it.
Yeah. I don't have any tattoos either, but I think that's what makes us rebels.
I know.
Everybody else has a tattoo right now.
I know a feller that's got Pikachu tattooed on like his knee. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, now. Well, I mean, you could have. He needed a friend.
And in college, I had this guy. It was after a long night. We'll just leave it there. And decided he was going to get the monster emblem tattooed on his legs. And I know to this day, he's just like, what was I doing?
There's in Knoxville, there's a hockey team called the Ice Bears.
Been to one.
And had a buddy who got really, and I don't know, I call him a buddy. I worked with him. But he got really into the Ice Bears. And so on his right arm, all the way down to his elbow, he got this big Knoxville Ice Bears thing.
Solid.
And I'm like, dude, that's like a minor league hockey team.
May not be here forever.
Right. I just don't think you thought this through. He's like, no, man, Ice Bears forever. I'm like, okay. I could see getting a power tee. I mean, that's not going anywhere. Yeah. Your favorite college football team. Okay. I can understand that.
That girlfriend you love so much. That's normal.
That's normal.
Yeah.
Your kids' names or, something like that. But a minor league hockey team.
Not normal.
Not normal. Could not figure that out. Spoiler alert is coming up next. That was your 2 cents, brought to you by our friends down at Freedom Pond. They're located at 49 Mayberry Street in Sparta. Stop by and see them. Spoiler alert next here on Good Morning Cookeville, brought to you by Elevate Real Estate. We're live in the Willow Window studio. Hang out with us.
Local news. News Talk 107.7 and 1400. The Hub.
News is brought to you by One Bank of Tennessee, where service is second to none.
From the WHUB News Center, I'm Rafferty Cleary. The Tennessee Senate has passed legislation that will require all Tennessee schools to verify citizenship or legal immigration status from incoming students. Now, the Senate bill remains at odds with its House companion, which faces a final committee hearing next week before it can go to a full House vote. The 4 governments that co-own the Upper Cumberland Regional Airport are being asked to increase their annual contributions to the airport's operation. Currently, Cookeville, Sparta, Putnam, and White counties each contribute an equal share of $35,000 annually to the airport. The airport proposing to bump that amount to $70,000. Scheduled utility work will result in rolling roadblocks along both directions of Interstate 40 in Putnam County Sunday. The Highway Patrol says roadblocks will occur from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. beginning eastbound at mile marker 273 and westbound at mile marker 286. That's the news from WHUB.
Good morning, Cookeville. I'm Jacob Vinson with the UCR Sports Report. Round 1 of the Masters is in the books from Augusta, and world number 1 Scotty Scheffler started his title defense firing a 4-under 68. He sits tied for second and 3 shots behind the leader in Justin Rose, who shot 7 under, tying his personal best. Only 10 players shot 2 under or better in round 1 out of the 95 competitors. The second round continues today from Augusta. In the MLB last night, the Red Sox beat the Blue Jays in 10 innings 4-3. Rockies topped the Brewers 7-2. The Twins fell to the Royals 3-2. Guardians over the White Sox 6-1, while the Angels walloped the Rays 11-1. With the NBA winding down, the Eastern Conference is all wrapped up, while the Western Conference is still being decided in terms of seeding. Last night, the Bucks beat the Pelicans 136-111. The Hawks topped the Nets 133-109. Pacers over the Cavaliers 114-112. The Pistons beat the Knicks 115-106. The Indianapolis Colts released veteran kicker Matt Gay yesterday. Gay was just 2 years into his 4-year contract worth $22.5 million. Gay was only 82% on field goals in his 2 years in Indy and only made 11 of 22 from 50 yards or further. I'm Jacob Vinson, and that was the UCR Sports Report.
The UCR Sports Report on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub, brought to you by One Bank.
I'm Liz Clayman, and this is the Fox Business Report.
BlackRock Financial is reporting a mixed quarter. The Wall Street Giants' earnings top forecast, but revenue was disappointing. BlackRock says uncertainty and anxiety about the future of markets is dominating its conversations with clients. China retaliated overnight, increasing its tariffs on U.S. imports to 125% after the U.S. raised its tariffs on Chinese imports to 145%. Tesla has suspended taking new orders in China for its Model S and Model X cars. Both of those cars are made in the U.S. and imported to China. Google's parent company Alphabet has laid off hundreds of employees. The information says the cuts are in its platforms and devices unit. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jenny Coselda. Invested in you.
National security is at risk, and China controls most of the world's supply of antimony, a critical metal for military and defense technology. Military Metals Corp is taking action and securing a Western-controlled supply with projects in Europe and North America. Critical minerals are the backbone of modern defense. Now's the time to pay attention. The stock trades on the OTC under ticker MILIF. Call your broker today or go to www.militarymetalscorp.com.
Upper Cumberland weather.
Brought to you by the Habitat for Humanity's Habitat Restore, located at 560 South Jefferson in Cookeville.
This is your latest forecast from News Talk 107.7 and 1400, The Hub.
From the Upper Cumberland Weather Studio, I'm Anthony Taylor with your Friday morning forecast. A few showers are expected to develop late this morning, moving south of us after lunchtime. The rest of the day will be mostly cloudy and cool, with highs only in the mid-50s, north wind around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Skies will be partly cloudy overnight with lows in the mid-50s. Saturday will be sunny with highs near 60.
If you're struggling to pay the mortgage, Making Home Affordable is a free government resource that can make it easier. Call 888-995-HOPE or visit makinghomeaffordable.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Treasury, HUD, and the Ad Council.
Good morning, Cookeville, with Jason and Sheila.
On 107.7 and 1400, The Hub.
Good morning, Cookeville. We're Jason and Rafferty this morning. Sheila's out today as well. She'll be back on Monday. It's 6:37, and we have a special viewer.
We do.
Yeah, who's it? That's
Jonah Ladd.
Jonah Ladd.
Yeah, he is my nephew.
Oh, okay.
And probably on his way to school today. And I just want to tell him to go and be disruptive. What did I just say?
I think you're trying to say respectful and disruptive.
At school today, go wild and misbehave. And I'm just kidding. Be good at school, and thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching, Jonah. Jonah Ladd.
Jonah Ladd.
All right.
Jonah Ladd Cleary.
All right.
Yeah. I didn't pick the name.
Well, I didn't.
It's a good name, though.
I didn't figure you did. You're not a parent of the child, so I didn't figure they'd be like, we don't know what to name this child. Who should we call? Rafferty.
Yeah.
That's just
I mean,
you're not my.
I'm
you're not my kid name and go to is what I'm
big
saying.
Decisions need to be made in our family. They typically call me. I mean, that's typically the way it goes.
And that's why the Cleary family is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, right?
True.
You actually have a really cool family, man.
Thanks, dude.
Your mom and dad are really nice people.
Thanks, dude.
Spoiler alert time on regular TV tonight. Shark Tank is on ABC.
Oh, my.
One of my favorite shows. I love Shark Tank.
I just don't watch this stuff.
2020's on ABC. NCIS Sydney's on CBS. Fire Country is on CBS, and Jelly Roll is going to be
reason to watch
in there.
Reason to watch.
SWAT is on CBS. UFL football.
Watched
the
game last weekend.
I did too.
It's not bad.
It's not bad.
It's football when there's none.
Right. I'll absolutely if there's nothing else on, I'll watch it. You know what I've been a big fan of?
Cricket.
No. On ESPN News, since the sports have been slow, they've been doing ESPN The Ocho. and they've had kickball tournaments.
Mm-hmm.
They got one on there called Slippery Stairs.
I've seen that. So those are fun to watch because it's like the one thing I might be able to excel at.
Right, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they had the, wood splitting competition, wiffle ball. It's been so much fun to watch some of that here lately. I hope they keep that going all summer.
I'm sure they will. There's anything's on the Ocho, man.
Well, the one thing that they haven't put on there yet that I wish they would, and I'm sure you've seen this on social media, the slapping contest.
Yeah.
Because they'll knock you out.
It kind of makes me, it sums up society in a way.
What do you mean?
It's weird, man. Let's just go slap the heck out of each other.
What's the difference between it and like boxing or wrestling?
It's different. I can't explain. It's just different.
On streaming, you got The Gardener. That's on Netflix, a limited series of that. Got to Get Out. That's on Hulu, season 1 there. Your Friends and Neighbors on Apple TV Plus. That's a series premiere. And on the Roku channel, The Great American Baking Show. Season 3 there.
Thrilling.
And then Saturday in prime time, you got the 10 Commandments. That's going to be on ABC. Tracker is on CBS. Good show.
Oh, my.
Dude, you might like Tracker.
Doubt it. I see Family Guy.
Yeah.
Primetime Sunday.
You like that?
I was a big Family Guy fan. Love the episode where Stewie goes to like a Grateful Dead concert and has a wild time, and he's asking if anybody want to trade their shirt for a grilled cheese sandwich. I love that episode. Summed up part of my life a little bit.
The Academy will add a new Oscars category for stunt design, starting with 2027 films. Presentation details and eligibility rules will be announced later by the Academy Board of Governors. So keep us up to date on that, Raph. If you want to plan any stunts.
Mm-hmm.
Gordon Ramsay will go undercover in Gordon Ramsay's Secret Service to expose and rescue America's dirtiest restaurants.
Captivating.
I won't be able to watch that.
Me neither.
I'm one of those weirdos that I will look for your score when I come into your restaurant. And if it's less than a 94,
you're not eating.
I'm not eating it.
Okay.
90, they give you multiple chances. I mean, the inspectors, they come in and go, hey, you need to fix this, and this.
You'd probably be the first dude to eat one of those hot dogs that's been spinning on those wheels at that random beef gas station.
I don't eat food from gas stations.
Occasionally, I will eat.
The only food that I'll eat from a gas station, and this is in your lovely town, is Monterey Convenience. I'll get a burger.
Entirely different.
Yeah, it's not out there for little kids to touch and sneeze on.
I mean, it is a gas station, but that's good food. One of the best burgers in the county.
Yeah, I think it's really good. But no, I will not eat anything that's on a roller where little kids can just touch it. Because little kids, they're where all the germs in the world come from. Little kids and bats and labs in Wuhan. That's the only place bad stuff comes from.
Little kids,
bats, and labs from Wuhan. Right?
Noted. Right.
Yeah, I mean that's science right there. I don't know how you get past that, but no way. But I do love that burger from Monterey Convenience.
The best. I mean, drive up and get you a gas station burger from Monterey.
Russell Brand's speaking engagement at New College of Florida has been postponed over changes in event logistics, is what they're saying, including venue unavailability and ticket issues. And but a lot of it is because they don't like what he's saying now. Because, Russell Brand turned over a new leaf, and he's very, very much a Christian and shares his faith now. And but he's still Russell Brand, but now he's just
facing some trouble too, I might add, right?
Some, but I mean, it's just none of it's been like proven. There's no real evidence of it.
Innocent until,
right.
Yeah.
And I'm rooting for him because he's turned his life around.
Mm-hmm.
He went from crazed, drunk, drug-addled to being a fairly, I mean, from what I understand, he's at least trying to be a good, upstanding man now. And so I hope that the people in Hollywood or wherever that are against him, just leave him alone. Because, poor Justin Bieber, he tried. He was going to Sunday school and church and doing all the stuff that he can do, and they just wouldn't leave him alone about it. I'm afraid he's going down the wrong path again. But I know it's weird. I get worried about Justin Bieber. I also get worried about Britney Spears.
You stay up at night.
I'll stay up at night, but I do worry about him. And a new movie called The Amateur is out now. And
there's 20 movies called The Amateur.
You can go see that this weekend. And there's also another movie called The King of Kings. It is out as well. It's the critics say it's while a few choices do seem a bit odd, The King of Kings does a facile job of offering crash course on Christ for a younger generation. So
that's good.
That'd be good to go see as well. All right, coming up next, we've got the real good. That's it.
Why did you not give me an opportunity?
Well, because we will after the commercials. We'll do the actual real good thing. And also, ask Jason. Rafferty's got the questions ready. We'll get to that here in just a minute here on Good Morning Cookeville, brought to you by Elevate Real Estate. We're live here in the Willow Window Studio. Be right back.
Good Morning Cookeville is brought to you by Elevate Real Estate. Deliver phenomenal 5-star service to every client, every time. Visit tnelevate.com.
And I also say to you that you are Peter, and on this rock I will build my church, and the gates of Hades shall not prevail against it. Matthew chapter 16, verse 18. Hello, Upper Cumberland. This is Jesse Flowers with the Jerry Whitson Road Church of Christ. Please visit our website at jerrywhitsonrdcoc.org and join us every Sunday morning at 8 a.m. on our radio program, Words of Exhortation, as we study through the Gospel of Matthew right here on WHUB. May the Lord bless you as you serve Him and serve others.
Disease, sickness, and injury are burdens for anyone, but especially when you have no one to help you. Be a blessing to a neighbor who is alone in the hospital and facing a health emergency. Learn more at CookevilleRegionalCharity.org.
Stop your grinding with Brooks Night Guard. Are you waking up in the morning with a sore jaw, headaches, ringing in your ears, all because you're grinding and clenching your teeth at night? That's exactly what was going on with me. I ended up going to a dentist, and he wants to charge over $600 for a night guard. That's when I found the Brooks Night Guard. You mold it at home to the top or bottom teeth. Other mouth guards go all the way to the back, which allows the back teeth to touch. This is where most of the grinding and clenching occurs. The Brooks Night Guard redirects the bite force away from the back teeth, reducing jaw pain while still protecting the teeth. This unique design is what makes Brooks Night Guard different from all other traditional grind guards. Order your Brooks Night Guard today and get 10% off plus free shipping. Go to brooksnightguard.com and enter the code BRUX95. That's BRUX95. Stop your grinding with Brooks Night Guard.
Hey, how's your money situation? Are you ready for retirement?
I wish I could retire.
Well, if you want to know what the pros are doing to make wealth multiply and retire like royalty, then you need to listen to this show, Retire the Right Way, with Aaron Wright. Get your money right and tune in every weekend, Saturdays at 9 a.m. on News Talk 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
Did you know that all of our stations have some great half-price Upper Cumberland deals? You're supporting local businesses and getting great savings at the same time.
Businesses like Fog Light Food House, CG's Boutique, The Exceptional Bean, Fire and Vine Restaurant and Rooftop Bar, and the Royal House of Cheese.
Visit any of the Cookeville Communications station websites for more information or to purchase a half-price gift card.
Saving energy saves you money. Whether you switch to Energy Star light bulbs, install Energy Star appliances, or add extra insulation. Learn more at EnergySavers.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Energy and the Ad Council.
Jason and Sheila. Good morning, Cookeville. 1077 and 1400, The Hub.
Good morning, Cookeville. We're Jason and Rafferty Cleary this morning. Sheila's off.
Greetings, Earthlings.
Tonight at 6, you can watch the outdoor showcase. That's on Hub Plus, and we went around the Upper Cumberland, different businesses that offer outdoor things, whether it's boats or hunting or
Calls Outdoor Experience.
We didn't go there.
Oh, okay.
But we did. Our latest little clip is from Landers KTM, and talking about their GNCC race this weekend and the Adventure Rally that's coming up here in a couple of weeks and all that. So that's on all the socials if you want to go see that. But it'll also be part of the Outdoor Showcase show tonight that airs on Hub Plus. You can watch that on channel 192 on your cable system. If your cable system does not carry Hub Plus, call them up. Say we need that. We need to watch the Outdoor Showcase and Jason and Sheila and high school sports and be able to get Anthony Taylor's Upper Cumberland weather. We need that in our lives.
Anthony Taylor is that dude.
Man, how good is he?
He's awesome.
I think we have the best news and weather department in the state.
He does a great job.
Yeah, for sure.
Eases my anxiety.
Yeah.
Amid the storms.
So that airs tonight, the Outdoor Showcase. You can learn about Triple C Ranch. We went to an RV place in Livingston Waterville, I believe it is, and so some really cool spots. So if you want to see that, that's Hub Plus tonight at 6 p.m. Every day we go through these news stories, try to find some that are positive and uplifting, and we call it the Real Good. In London, England, a 3-year-old boy was overjoyed to be reunited with his beloved toy elephant.
Oh.
Named
The Real
Elephant.
Good. Oh, okay.
Thanks to the power of social media and caring local businessman. The boy's mother, Catherine Wilson, launched an online search on social media after Elephant went missing, leaving her son heartbroken. Just a day after, a tip from a kind stranger led her to the M. Moen and Sons store. It's a meat market where the toy had been placed in the shop window. It seems the owner of the market, Gary, had found Elephant on the sidewalk and brought the toy inside for safety. It was a relief for both Catherine and her son as they were reunited with the elephant. You never want to find your elephant at a meat market.
No, that's not a good sign.
Could have been on the chopping block. Everyone involved was thrilled that the kindness of the community and the power of social media was able to put a smile on the face of a 3-year-old boy. How sweet is that?
Yes, and then weeks later, he was gifted a live real elephant.
No, he wasn't. Yeah. I love this idea. Many kids grow up admiring their superheroes and sports figures. Children in one Japanese town are looking up to their grandpas, and they're getting a grandpa trading cards.
Number one, Papaw, right? We talked about this today.
You know, if they treat us like Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh, then we should have special powers, and that they can use.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what mine would be, but it'd be pretty strong, I bet. I am world's best Papa. I I have a shirt and a mug to prove it.
That makes it official.
So it's whatever. But how cool is that?
Pretty neat.
I'm for it. I'm going to get some.
Pretty neat.
I'm not going to get it.
We can have Papaw trading cards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. I was just going to do all me. I'm not going to include the other grandpas in that deal.
Okay.
They're on their own. If they want their own card, they can have it made. All right, Rafferty, I'm ready.
The real good.
We already did that.
Well, we always close it out.
Oh, to the guy who found the elephant and the grandpa trading cards. That's real good. All right, I'm ready for Ask Jason.
The only reason I came on the show this week was so I could do.
Oh, really?
Real good.
Okay, all right.
All right, Extreme Trivia Challenge.
Now, is there a theme?
Yes.
Okay, what is it?
Billion.
Billion.
Yeah. Are you ready?
Like like the number.
The
number 1 billion.
Well, billion in general.
Okay.
That's all. I don't know any other way to explain it. Are you ready?
I guess.
Okay.
I'm confused.
Question number 1. Recently, $300 billion was spent on this in the U.S. in 1 year. What is it?
300 billion.
Not Mountain Dew. There's your hint.
Probably not toilet paper. I'm going to go with fast food.
People consume it like fast food.
Alcohol.
Getting warmer.
Soft drinks.
I said it wasn't Mountain Dew.
Oh, I don't know.
Prescription medicine.
Fast food prescription medicine. What's that got to do with it?
Everybody takes prescription medicine. Everybody eats fast food.
Oh.
Listen, I'm not going easy on you.
I know that's fine. I don't expect you to.
X. Do you have do you have one?
No, I don't.
Okay. Ready for question number 2?
Yeah.
In a typical year, Americans will spend around $3.2 billion on this. What is it?
Golly, these are ridiculous. 3.2 billion.
Billion.
It sounds like a lot, but we're talking about the whole United States.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not a ton. So it's probably pretty obscure.
It is not Debbie's snack cakes. There's your hint.
Okay. Toothbrushes.
That's way wrong.
Okay, well, I don't know.
We tend to do this on Saturdays sometimes if you're that type of person.
Alcohol.
Not it.
I don't know what.
Garage sales.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We're spending that much money at garage sales?
We are.
That's crazy.
Dude, you're going to go over today.
I may. I mean, these are hard, but, shout out to Jerry Salmon. There's no telling how much money that guy spends at garage sales.
Hey, Jerry. You
What's
think
up,
he's
Jerry?
listening today?
Jerry listens quite a bit.
He's
yeah.
the man.
I love Jerry.
All right, question 3.
He's my favorite Alabama fan.
Yeah, those are...
Well, he's my second favorite.
Who are you going with for first?
Donna, my wife.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Question number 3.
All right.
Americans spend over $9 billion a year trying to improve this. What is it?
Their home. Trying to improve their home.
Nope.
Their face.
This is part of the face in a way.
Their teeth.
Getting warm.
Their mouth. Their lips. Their teeth.
It comes from the mouth.
Their spit. Their breath.
Yes. That's it. Make the noise. Make the noise.
Oh, hang on.
You are so smart.
I'm not even going to count that one.
Why?
Because you gave me like 7 tries at it.
You got it right, man.
All right, coming up, we'll talk to Jacob Vincent with Upper Cumberland Reporter. We'll find out what's going on with high school baseball. I'm sure we'll talk a little bit about the Masters, so stick around for that. Good morning, Cookeville. We're in the Willow Window Studio. Good Morning Cookeville is brought to you by Elevate Real Estate. We'll be right back.
This is News Talk 107.7 and 1400, The Hub. Good Morning Cookeville, W299BY, 107.7 FM, and AM 1400, WHUB Cookeville.
China escalates the trade war. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, matching the new U.S. tariffs this morning by upping the charge on American imports there to 125%. The U.S. is charging 145% when you add an earlier tariff.
Chinese President Xi Jinping saying today his country is not afraid. Still, President Trump is not ruling out a potential deal with China or other countries.
Well, I think it's very close, but, we have to have a deal that we like. We don't want a deal that's going to be a bad deal, or I could make every deal in one day if I wanted to.
Also happening this morning, President Trump is doing his annual physical exam. The president expressing confidence, saying he's never felt better, but these things must be done.
That's Fox's Madeline Rivera now. On Wall Street, more volatility around the tariffs and the economy. Stock futures are rising the day after another plunge, when the Dow dropped a little over 1,000 points. The Nasdaq lost more than 4% following Wednesday's big rebound. There's another hearing today for Mahmoud Khalil, a legal resident the U.S. is trying to deport for his role in destructive protests at Columbia University in New York City.
The Trump administration alleges Mahmoud Khalil's presence in the United States damages foreign policy interest. In a two-page memo signed off by Secretary of State Marco Rubio, the government argues that the Columbia University graduate student should be deported for his participation in anti-Semitic protests and disruptive activities on campus.
That's Fox's Chanley Pinner. Khalil and his supporters claim his free speech rights are being violated. The Supreme Court has ruled the Trump administration must work to facilitate the return of a legal resident deported to El Salvador. The government admits there was an administrative error removing Kilmar Abrego Garcia, but they still insist he's a gang member. Investigators still trying to figure out why a helicopter crashed in the Hudson River in New York City, killing the pilot, 5 others.
A family of 5 visiting New York City from Spain. They were taking a helicopter tour of the New York City skyline when that helicopter broke apart midair and went down.
That's Nate Foy. America's listening to Fox News.
Why'd I go to the doctor? One day at the firehouse, I was so lightheaded I could barely stand. Even my crew noticed. Getting checked out was the right call. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit NoTimeToWait.com, sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Johns Hopkins University has found that just mild hearing loss doubles your risk of dementia, so hearing loss isn't something to ignore.
But hearing aids are so expensive and ugly.
Not anymore. Meet Audien Hearing. You can get nearly invisible hearing aids without a prescription starting at $98 a pair, and they're ready to use right out of the box. Rated the best hearing aids of 2025 by Forbes Health, and with over 1 million customers, Audien is easy to trust. Visit AudienHearing.com. That's AUDIEN Hearing.com.
There is a new leader in the U.S. military. The Senate has confirmed retired Air Force Lieutenant General Dan Kane to be chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, weeks after the president fired General C.Q. Brown. At a Trump cabinet meeting, RFK Jr. made news.
Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. says the federal government is launching a massive testing and research program to identify causes of autism.
By September, we will know what has caused the autism epidemic, and we'll be able to eliminate those exposures.
Kennedy making that promise during a cabinet meeting with President Trump.
There's got to be something artificial out there that's doing this. So you think you're going to have a pretty good idea, huh?
We will know by September.
No studies have linked autism to vaccinations, and researchers attribute a rise in diagnosis to better understandings of autism and widespread screening. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
Well, they're on the driving range now at Augusta in Georgia, getting ready to start round 2 of the Masters later this hour, golf's first major tournament of the year.
Justin Rose had just 1 blemish on his scorecard during round 1 of the Masters, a bogey on 18, and he heads into day 2 at Augusta National with a 3-stroke lead.
A really good day's golf on a golf course that was a stern test. I think if you look at the overall leaderboard, not many low scores out there, so you had to hit a lot of quality shots, and delighted with the way I played.
Rose, who set a Masters record by having at least a share of the 18-hole lead for the 5th time, will tee off for his second round Friday at 8:52 Eastern. Behind the Englishman, a trio of golfers are 3 back. Scotty Scheffler, Corey Connors, and Ludwig Oberg are 4 under, with Scheffler, the defending champion, shooting a bogey-free 68. Rory McIlroy shot an even par 72, carding double bogeys on 2 of the last 4 holes. Joe Morgan, Fox News.
In baseball, the Chicago White Sox lost again, 6-1 in Cleveland. They've dropped 8 straight games and are now 2-10. The year after the White Sox set a modern major league record, losing 121 games. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Local news. News Talk 107.7 and 1400. The Hub.
News is brought to you by One Bank of Tennessee, where service is second to none.
From the WHUB News Center, I'm Rafferty Cleary. The Tennessee Senate has passed legislation that will require all Tennessee schools to verify citizenship or legal immigration status from incoming students. Now, the Senate bill remains at odds with its House companion, which faces a final committee hearing next week before it can go to a full House vote. The 4 governments that co-own the Upper Cumberland Regional Airport are being asked to increase their annual contributions to the airport's operation. Currently, Cookeville, Sparta, Putnam, and White counties each contribute an equal share of $35,000 annually to the airport. The airport proposing to bump that amount to $70,000. Scheduled utility work will result in rolling roadblocks along both directions of Interstate 40 and Putnam County Sunday. The Highway Patrol says roadblocks will occur from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. beginning eastbound at mile marker 273 and westbound at mile marker 286. That's the news from WHUB.
From the WHUB Willow Window Studios, your trusted window, garage door, and custom window treatment experts. Willow Window. Stop by their new showroom at 310 Newman Drive, Cookeville.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is radio station WHUB, the voice of the Upper Cumberland in Cookeville, Tennessee.
Good morning. Good morning, Cookeville, with Jason and Sheila on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
Good morning, Cookeville is brought to you by Elevate Real Estate. We're live here in the Willow Window Studio.
Woo!
Thank you, Ric Flair. It's 7:06 now, and Jacob Vincent is here with us from Upper Cumberland Reporter. Hey, Jacob, what's up?
Good morning.
Things have slowed down a little bit for Upper
They have.
Cumberland Reporter.
It's kind of nice now. It's we're just dealing with weather at this point.
Yeah, I mean, that seems to be a thing with baseball in this area. You had one, I know, was it Monday night?
We actually got canceled Monday night, and unfortunately, the last 2 weeks that we were going to have them on Hub Plus, they've both been canceled because of rain.
Right, yeah. Monday Night Baseball has not gone well.
No, not well at all. But Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, we all had games in kind of a race against the Storms last night. Unfortunately, they missed us south. So we have had games the last 3 nights at least.
We know that Upperman is the juggernaut, at least here in the Upper Cumberland. Anybody keeping up with them right now?
Well, they just lost last night to Watertown, which obviously they're kind of right outside of our listening area. But they play Smith County tomorrow. Upperman does, and it should be a fun one. Smith County's got a good team as well this year. We kind of talked about it last week. They're probably one of those top 5 teams in the area, and they'll be playing for a lot because Upperman beat them in a run rule last time a couple of weeks ago in Carthage. Now Upperman's coming off of a loss. They had won 8 games in a row.
Wow.
So it should be a fun one tomorrow at noon in Baxter.
Oh, noon in Baxter. Oh, that'd be fun to go to. Yeah. Just something else to go to.
On a Saturday.
Golly, so much going on. So is there a number 2 in the Upper Cumberland? I mean, anybody competing at the same level that Upperman is, or anywhere close?
Level, I don't know, and I only say that because Upperman, we kind of feel like they have probably the best chance to make a deep run into possibly the state tournament.
Right.
And I'd like to say Cookeville is probably that number 2 team. They've had a good season. They're 11-5. They've won 2 games in a row, 2 district games for them against Wilson Central. But it's just, we kind of talked about it last last week as well, but it's so difficult in 4A because you get to district play. Normally if you can get through the district tournament, you're pretty solid, and then you get to the region tournament, and then everybody's good.
Right.
And that's in pretty much every classification, and especially in the 4A classification when you've got the bigger schools, it just seems like they're always good in the region tournament, and then after that is obviously sectional, and everybody's really, really good in the sectional round. So Cookeville has obviously had a good season at 11-5 so far. They've played a good schedule, so it'd be really neat if they could finally kind of get over that hump. They've kind of struggled here these last few years to make that deep run. Excuse me. But they've got the talent. I mean, they've got some really young talent that they were really young last year. They showed some flashes, and it seems like this year it's kind of starting to come together. Coach Bush has done a really good job coming over from Smith County a couple of years ago, and so we expect them to make a fairly deep run as well.
Of course, girls softball is going on. We know about Gordonsville, and is it Haley Plumley?
Haley Plumley.
What was it?
Kaylee Plumley.
Haley Plumley. We know she's fantastic, so we know about Gordonsville. But what I want to talk about is that daggum York score. There, did you
34 to something?
35.
Yeah.
35-34.
Yeah, and York won. But how does that even happen? Like, who was it? Were you calling that?
No.
Were y'all even there for that?
If we were calling that game, I'll be completely honest with you, we would not have stayed until the end of that. That was
how long of a game was it?
4 hours and 21 minutes.
Oh my gosh!
It was Tuesday night where it was cold.
Yeah,
because we were at DeKalb County and we were complaining about the cold, and we were only there for 2 hours and 40 minutes, which was pretty long for us, and that was baseball. But yeah, 35-34. There were 60 combined walks in the ball game, and not that many hits. There were maybe 15 hits total.
60 walks?
Yeah, 60 walks.
A lot of errors.
Well, so I think York had 13, which was a lot.
Yeah.
Rockwood only had 4, which was really impressive.
Yeah.
So, it was just a carousel of walks and putting them around the bases and not being able to get out.
Were they walking people on purpose?
I don't know. I don't think so. Maybe.
just couldn't put it in the zone.
I guess that's kind of what it sounded like. I mean, the starting pitcher for York threw 212 pitches.
Oh my gosh!
5 innings.
I need some ice for that arm.
That's the good thing about softball, I guess, is it's the different throwing motions, so you don't. But I'm sure that many pitches, it's probably not feeling great.
Umpires do something like
that's kind of what I mean. At some point, I'm calling pitches that are maybe at least somewhat close strike.
You're gonna have to put a time limit on it. Like if you've been playing,
what I was surprised of, there's no time limit that was affected. This.
You'd think there'd be like, hey, y'all been playing for 2.5 hours.
The typical time for a game, correct me, would an hour and a half?
Softball, probably about an hour and a half to 2 hours at most. In baseball is usually right around 2 hours, maybe a little bit more. 4 hours and 21 minutes is.
Do we know if this
crazy.
has broken a record?
I mean, it's got to be close if it hasn't.
I have no idea. Someone should investigate that.
Well, what I think is even crazier is they walked it off. They were down going into the bottom of the 7th, and they walked it off to win 35-34.
Wow. So it was exciting at the end.
I mean, yeah, if you were there at the end, I guess, because it was probably
my guess is
at night.
Nobody was there.
The crazy thing is you get to like 17. I don't know what the scores were, but at like 17-13, you're like, this is kind of crazy.
Yeah, right.
30.
You're not even halfway there.
Yeah.
35-34. That's a football score.
Yeah.
That's somebody missing an extra point to lose.
That was Upperman beating Macon County in the regular season.
Yeah.
I mean, literally the same exact score.
Unbelievable. I couldn't believe that when I saw it the next day that was I thought it was a misprint.
Mm-mm. Yeah, that's we did too. Rusty Ellis, actually, he sent it to us. He was the one that saw it first, and he sent it to us in a group chat with Noah, Goose, and I, and we saw that and we said, is that real?
Yeah.
Did that actually happen? And what's funny is Goose, Michael Lindsay, was actually up at York Institute, but he was at the baseball game.
Yeah.
And he had a baseball game where York won. They only had one hit, Jackson County only had 1 hit and they scored 4 runs and they were winning, and York came back and walked it off to win 5-4 in that game.
Yeah.
So he had a pretty exciting game as well, and he had no clue what was going on just down the road at the softball field.
Oh my gosh, that's incredible. Real quick, is soccer going on right now too?
Boys soccer is going on right now.
Anybody doing really well in boys soccer?
Off the top of my head, I don't.
Be sure that we talk about all the sports we can.
Yeah, no, off the top of my head, I don't really know. And that's one of those sports that we're so good at basketball. We're so good at football. And then obviously we have a few good teams in baseball and softball. We've had some good girls soccer teams as well. Cookeville and Livingston Academy in recent years have been really solid. But boys soccer, we just haven't really had one of those teams that has made a deep run. I know Still Memorial and Cumberland County usually have some good squads. But yeah, off the top of my head, I don't really know if there's any really strong teams around the Upper Cumberland.
Track and field?
Those are always so random just because there are so many different events in that one. I know Reese Beatty is really good at the field events in that, at shot put and discus, and she's won state titles in that as well. And so we probably expect her, assuming she is doing it this year, her senior year. But yeah, I mean, there's just so many athletes in track and field that those are really hard to keep track of.
Have you been keeping up with the Masters? I'm sure you have. We'll talk about the Masters and all that coming up next here on Good Morning Cookeville. We're live in the Willow Window Studio, and it's brought to you by Elevate Real Estate. We'll be right back.
Good Morning Cookeville is brought to you by Elevate Real Estate. Looking for talented individuals who would like to join our team? Contact us today. Visit tnelevate.com.
You've prolonged it enough. 1 year quickly turned into 2, 2 years into 10, and now you've lost track of how long it's been since you've seen the dentist.
A trip to the dental office can be a scary thing for many people, but there is help. Hi, I'm Dr. Sandy Hayes.
And I'm Dr. Kevin Hayes. At Hayes Family Dentistry, we're changing the way people think about going to the dentist. We use the latest advancements in dental technology, including sedation dentistry, which offers hope to people who fear going to the dentist, or patients who need to have a lot of dental work done in just fewer appointments.
With one little peel, you'll ease into a state of relaxation and all of your fears will melt away, allowing us to correct years of dental problems, often in just one visit.
For more information, call us at Hayes Family Dentistry, 931-526-1614. That's 931-526-1614, or visit hayesdentistry.com and find out how easy it is to have the smile you've always wanted.
Call us before you dig. Accidents are caused each year because someone broke a gas line that they didn't know was there. Remember, not all of our lines are in the street. They go through your yard to the house. Don't take a chance. The Cookeville Gas Department will gladly check any area before you dig and tell you if there are any gas lines present. Help us keep natural gas the safest energy there is. Natural gas. Energy for life. This message brought to you in the interest of safety from the Cookeville Gas Department in cooperation with the Tennessee Public Utility Commission.
Discover unbeatable value at Freedom Pawn, your ultimate one-stop shop. Conveniently located at 49 Mayberry Street in Sparta, we offer a vast selection of guns, ammo, knives, instruments, cameras, game systems, jewelry, tools, kayaks, trailers, and more. Whether you're buying, selling, or trading, our expert team is here to help. We're now open on Mondays, so visit Freedom Pawn Monday through Saturday. Come see us and experience the difference. Freedom Pawn, the friendliest and cleanest pawn shop in the Upper Cumberland.
Don't get suckered into the same old free phone game by Big Wireless. There is a better way. Pure Talk, my sponsor, my wireless company, has a better offer. A brand new free Samsung Galaxy with qualifying plan for $35 a month. You get unlimited talk, unlimited text, 15 gigs of data, all on America's most dependable 5G network. Just dial pound 250, say the keyword Pure Talk for your free Samsung Galaxy with qualifying plan. Pure Talk, wireless by Americans for Americans.
The following heartwarming yet informative scene is brought to you by Trust and Will.
Son, your grandpa and I used to work on this car together, and when I'm gone, I want you to have it.
Wow. Thanks, Dad. Doesn't count. What you need is a will. Luckily, Trust and Will makes it easy. Designed by attorneys, but customized by you, you can easily create a state-specific, legally valid document that actually counts. Now, let's let the engine do the talking, am I right? Start your will at trustandwill.com. Use offer code COUNT for 20% off and make it count. Trust and Will is an online estate planning service. For details, see trustandwill.com.
1077 and 1400, The Hub. Jason and Sheila. Good Morning Cookeville.
Good morning, Cookeville. Jason and Sheila here, or Jason and Rafferty. Sheila's not here today.
Dress on me.
We've talked about that. That's not appropriate. We're not that type of show.
Well,
Jacob Vincent is here from Upper Cumberland Reporter. We'll be talking a little high school baseball, and we got Upperman playing tomorrow. Do you have any games tonight on the UCR family of?
A rare Friday with no games for us.
So are y'all off on a Friday night?
I am, yeah. Well, I'm actually going to be celebrating my wife. They've got their little awards going on.
The UCAR
yeah.
awards.
So I'll be there.
Is she getting an award?
She is.
All right.
She is. So we'll be celebrating her tonight, and fortunately able to get to go to that.
Yeah. The Masters is going on right now. It's one of the greatest times of the year.
It's a fun time
to sit around and watch the Masters, and let's see, I think 4 under is the leader right now.
7 under.
7 under is the leader right now.
Rose.
Justin Rose. Was he the favorite going in, or no?
Scotty Scheffler probably the favorite going in, and he's tied for second, so he's only 3 shots back right now. But Justin Rose, he's played well in the Masters. He just hasn't won it yet. He's had multiple first-round leads. I think this is his 5th time actually leading after the first round.
Yeah.
And he tied his personal best at 7 under as well. So, and normally the top 10 right now is somebody from the top 10 is going to win it.
Yeah.
So you can kind of pick out of the top 10 who you want to go with right now, but it's pretty compact. I mean, everybody that is competing at least is at 1, 2, 3, or 4 under, and then Justin Rose is at 7. So, and there were only, I think it was 20 players, or maybe 15 players out of the 95 that were 2 under or better.
So where will the cut be?
That just depends on how well they play.
We don't know that yet.
Yeah.
All right.
Normally it's 10 shots. So if Justin Rose is at 10 under, it would be around even or so.
Okay.
And then it also gets to how many players. If there are so many players not in the cut line, then they'll extend the cut line. And so it'll move around throughout today.
Yeah.
And if Justin Rose keeps playing well and it keeps going higher, then it'll move up. But then if there's not enough players inside the cut line, then they'll drop it down a little bit as well.
I always like it when the amateur makes the cut, and
makes it exciting.
Yeah, that does, because it's like oh man,
that could be me.
Well, no, I don't ever think it could be me, but I do love it when you watch one of these guys just make a terrible shot, because then you're like, that is just like me.
Well, Nick Dunlap yesterday, he had a tough round. He shot 90, and he is, I mean.
Let's talk about Fred Couples, though. This guy's like 99 years old.
Yeah.
Cracking the top 10. He's 1 under right now. You can only hope that Grandpa Couples wins this thing.
Man, I was one of those guys who I just could not use my driver. I just couldn't do it. And I was at the driving range, and there was this older guy at the driving range too. I'm talking like old, and he was just knocking them out there, center of the fairway,
mashed potatoes all day,
every time. Yeah. I mean, were they killers? No, but I mean, middle of the
if they're down the middle,
every single time. And I finally said, "Man, how are you doing that?" And he said, well, don't listen to all these people that tell you how to hit the ball. Just find some way comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And so I watched him do it a few more times, and then I was like, sounds great. So I'm not a long driver by any means, but can always find my ball.
If you can put it where you need to, that's all that matters.
And so that's how I started, that's how I started really like playing golf. Is like play to find my ball, not play to get in the hole.
Right.
Just play to find your ball.
Just use one throughout the round. And
I thought that that'd be a great way to be.
Normally, you have a pretty good round if you play with the same one.
That's
the whole
right.
Time.
And I'd play with some guys, and they were killers, man. They wanted to hit the ball as far as they could. And they'd get up there and shmack, and they'd never find their ball. So I ended up winning a lot of playing golf with my buddies just because I could find my ball. My short game was pretty decent, and I ended up being about a double bogey golfer, which, beats your buddies who are trying to kill the ball every time.
Yeah.
Now, I'm no Jacob Vinson. I've never hit a hole in one.
I'm just not very good at golf.
I bet it's because you get too frustrated with yourself.
Maybe.
I've been there.
I just don't play enough. I feel like if you play a lot, you're decent at least.
I don't know. I haven't played in years, but I got out in the backyard and launched some into the woods not too long ago, and I still got it.
Still got muscle memory.
Yeah, I still got it.
Mm-hmm.
I hit them straight. They were all, I felt real good about it. So who do you think's going to win the Masters?
I mean, I guess it's easy to say Justin Rose right now. It's really tough to go wire to wire, though. And
should we make predictions from today to the end and then see who got the closest on Monday?
I'm just going to agree with whatever Jacob says.
Okay.
So,
all right.
I want to hear yours, Rafferty.
I want Matt Fitzpatrick to make a run.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But to win it, Scheffler. Just because the guy's the best golfer in the world.
Well, he's won 3 out of the last 4 as well. It's really tough not to.
Dude is incredible.
Yeah.
There used to be a few guys I just didn't like, so I would root against them. Like I used to not like Rory McIlroy. I always thought he had a punchable face. He looked like he played for Duke basketball. Every Duke basketball player looks like they have a punchable face.
Yeah.
And I always thought he did too.
Yeah.
Then I never rooted for that kid from Vandy. I can't think of his name. He was a golfer at Vanderbilt. Always had snide things to say about the University of Tennessee.
I can't think of it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
But if I said his name, y'all remember him. But I just can't think of his name right now.
I have high hopes for Min Woo Lee, too.
Mm-hmm.
To make a little run.
DeChambeau's up there. He's at 3 under.
I do like that DeChambeau.
He's a character, but he's a good golfer.
Yeah.
You mentioned McIlroy. I think he's 1 under right now too.
Oh, so he's in there, so I can root. I
He's in
can
the
root
mix a little bit.
I started
He's
liking
even,
him a little
actually.
bit though. He's really chilled out as he's gotten older.
Mm-hmm.
When he first came out, he was high strung, man. And
well, he was pretty good too.
he was great, but he reminded me of golf's Tony Stewart.
Mm.
Well,
that is a great comparison.
Yeah, because he was really good, and at times you wanted to root for him, and then he would talk, and you're like, okay.
So it's sort of like the Kyle Busch of modern racing now.
Sure, yeah. Modern racing.
Well, I mean, Tony Stewart's.
I know he's
anymore.
I know he's retired even now. Did I tell y'all that I got to a video game race against Tony Stewart once?
Did you really?
And I thought that that's be pretty even because it's video game, right?
Smoked you, didn't he?
Killed me. Yeah. Like even in the video game.
That's hilarious.
And I was him, and he was somebody else.
I guess it means something to have kind of the knowledge of racing around those tracks.
I didn't think that the video game would be.
Must be pretty realistic.
Yeah, we did when I was in Atlanta, we did a remote at Dave and Buster's, and it was the weekend they were doing racing at Atlanta Motor Speedway, and so that was part of the remote that Tony Stewart was going to be there, and he did the whole broadcast with us. And after the broadcast, I was like, "Hey man, you want to race?" And he's like, "Sure." And I said, well, "I'm going to be you." He said, "I don't care." So I was Tony Stewart, and I forgot who he was. Maybe Jeff Gordon or somebody. I don't know. This was back in the day, Rafferty. And, killed me. He obviously won the whole thing.
How many laps was it?
It wasn't like forever.
Right.
It wasn't like it was whatever the arcade version is, 10 or 15 laps. But I really thought I had a chance.
We haven't even mentioned that NASCAR is in the great state of Tennessee this weekend.
Where at?
Bristol, baby.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I quit watching NASCAR after Dale died. It just wasn't the same.
I watch it every weekend.
Do you really?
I'm a fan.
Really?
Yeah, I'm a fan.
It's just the car of tomorrow and all that stuff. It ruined NASCAR for me.
I couldn't tell you anything about a car, but I'm a fan of NASCAR.
Yeah.
It's just something about the rumble of that engine. I mean, it just gets me going.
Yeah.
Were you talking about Brant Snedeker?
Yes.
Snedeker.
My dad's tuning in.
Brant. His name was Brant.
That's just enough reason right there, isn't it?
Yeah. Sounds like he's a captain of a British warship or something in the Revolutionary War. We kicked his butt then. We'll kick his butt now. Brant Snedeker.
He's not quite as good anymore.
No, he's not.
No.
Is he in the Masters?
I don't think so.
He might be on that LIV, the LIV, or whatever they call it.
Playing live.
Yeah, he might be in that tour. I'm not sure. Tomorrow at noon, you got Upperman playing, and that's on Upper Cumberland Reporter on Facebook and YouTube. So be sure to check that out. Jacob, man, thanks so much for being here. We appreciate it.
Good to see you.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me. Good to see you as well.
It's Good Morning Cookeville. We're here in the Willow Window Studio. Coming up next, Chris Landers will be in the studio. GNCC Racing in Monterey.
Christopher in the house.
We'll find out about that and the Adventure Rally that's coming up in a couple of weeks with Landers KTM. All on the way here on Good Morning Cookeville, live from the Willow Window Studio.
Local news. News Talk 107.7 and 1400. The Hub.
News is brought to you by One Bank of Tennessee, where service is second to none.
From the WHUB News Center, I'm Rafferty Cleary. The Tennessee Senate has passed legislation that will require all Tennessee schools to verify citizenship or legal immigration status from incoming students. Now, the Senate bill remains at odds with its House companion, which faces a final committee hearing next week before it can go to a full House vote. The four governments that co-own the Upper Cumberland Regional Airport are being asked to increase their annual contributions to the airport's operation. Currently, Cookeville, Sparta, Putnam, and White counties each contribute an equal share of $35,000 annually to the airport. The airport proposing to bump that amount to $70,000. Scheduled utility work will result in rolling roadblocks along both directions of Interstate 40 in Putnam County Sunday. The Highway Patrol says roadblocks will occur from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. beginning eastbound at mile marker 273 and westbound at mile marker 286. That's the news from WHUB.
Good morning, Cookeville. I'm Jacob Vinson with the UCR Sports Report. Round one of the Masters is in the books from Augusta, and world number one Scotty Scheffler started his title defense firing a 4-under 68. He sits tied for second and 3 shots behind the leader in Justin Rose, who shot 7 under, tying his personal best. Only 10 players shot 2 under or better in round one out of the 95 competitors. The second round continues today from Augusta. In the MLB last night, the Red Sox beat the Blue Jays in 10 innings, 4-3. Rockies topped the Brewers 7-2. The Twins fell to the Royals 3-2. Guardians over the White Sox 6-1, while the Angels walloped the Rays 11-1. With the NBA winding down, the Eastern Conference is all wrapped up, while the Western Conference is still being decided in terms of seeding. Last night, the Bucks beat the Pelicans 136-111. The Hawks topped the Nets 133-109. Pacers over the Cavaliers 114-112. The Pistons beat the Knicks 115-106. The Indianapolis Colts released veteran kicker Matt Gay yesterday. Gay was just 2 years into his 4-year contract worth $22.5 million. Gay was only 82% on field goals in his 2 years in Indy and only made 11 of 22 from 50 yards or further. I'm Jacob Vinson, and that was the UCR Sports Report.
The UCR Sports Report on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub, brought to you by One Bank.
TRN News.
1 person dead, 5 others injured from a mass shooting at a community violence intervention meeting from Wednesday afternoon. Police called for shots fired on South Mendenhall Road, where a Memphis Allies meeting was being held. Matthew Williams was pronounced dead on scene. 5 others rushed to area hospitals, 1 in serious condition. Williams was a participant in the program. The suspects have not been named, but anyone with information is asked to call Crime Stoppers. A daycare worker in Middle Tennessee facing criminal charges for allegedly harming a young boy. Tuesday. Mount Juliet police say Kendrell Harris is charged with child abuse, with investigators adding Harris was working at Stay, Learn, and Play childcare on March 5th when she got angry with the 3-year-old and threw him to the floor. Harris has since spoken with area reporters, telling them she was frustrated at the time, but the boy fell out of her arms and she did not intentionally hurt him. I'm Lee Mowen.
Number 1 for news from across the state. This is the Tennessee Radio Network.
It takes 12 years to create a graduate. It takes about the same time to create a dropout. The difference between a child becoming one or the other could be you. Studies prove that reading to a child regularly dramatically improves reading skills. And kids who read well by 3rd grade are 4 times as likely to graduate. So United Way is calling for 1 million volunteers over the next 3 years. We're asking you to step up, make a pledge, tutor a child who needs help, mentor a kid who needs someone on their side, volunteer to read to children, make a difference. Because when a child advances, we all advance. Entire communities improve. The path to success or failure starts long before graduation day, and the difference between a graduate and a dropout could be you. Be a reader, tutor or mentor, give, advocate, volunteer, live united. Take the pledge. Go to liveunited.org now. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
5 people are facing charges in connection to the abduction of an Alabama realtor who was missing for months. Ronald Dumas Jr. has not been heard from since speaking with a family member December 15th. His car was found on I-40 in Camden on December 16th. Several agencies and U.S. Marshals arrested Quintarius White and Kiara Clark Tuesday, both charged with kidnapping and other charges. Dedrick Woodard, Cassie Feathers, and Jasmine Brandon arrested at a Memphis home and charged with accessory afterwards. Dumas has still yet to be located. A bill making fertility treatment and contraception access a right in the state now heads to Governor Bill Lee. The State House passed it Thursday morning. Tennessee spring turkey hunting season starting tomorrow. It'll run through May 25th. All 95 counties will participate, and there are some exceptions on public lands. 1 male turkey can be harvested a day, with no more than 2 harvested through the season. Hunting hours are 30 minutes prior to sunrise to sunset. Over 31,000 turkeys were harvested last spring season. I'm Lee Mowen, Tennessee Radio Network News.
Upper Cumberland weather.
Brought to you by the Habitat for Humanity's Habitat Restore, located at 560 South Jefferson in Cookeville.
This is your latest forecast from News Talk 107.7 and 1400, The Hub.
From the Upper Cumberland Weather Studio, I'm Anthony Taylor with your Friday morning forecast. A few showers are expected to develop late this morning, moving south of us after lunchtime. The rest of the day will be mostly cloudy and cool, with highs only in the mid-50s. North wind around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Skies will be partly cloudy overnight with lows in the mid-50s. Saturday will be sunny with highs near 60.
Good morning, Cookeville, with Jason and Sheila.
On 107.7 and 1400.
Good morning, Cookeville. It's Jason and Rafferty Cleary this morning. Sheila is off. It's 7:37, and in the studio with us, Chris Landers from Landers KTM, and we got GNCC race coming up this weekend at the Old Gray. And Rafferty and I were talking about it yesterday, about how neither one of us had really experienced GNCC until it came to the Old Gray last year. And what a great time we had, even though we really didn't know what was going on. It was fun. So for a lot of people, tell us what GNCC racing is.
Well, you have to experience to kind of see what it is, but I've mentioned this many times. It's NASCAR in the woods.
Mm.
And people think NASCAR, they think of Bristol, so you can think of that. But if you drive by, if you come to the race, you'll see tractor and trailers. You'll see NASCAR type trailers sitting there. All the factory teams, not just KTM, but of course KTM has KTM, Husqvarna, Gas, and they also all brands are represented: Honda, Yamaha, Beta. And the list goes on and on and on. So every brand is represented there, and they all have factory riders. And, some most based on the West Coast, some all over the country, North Carolina, all over. Kawasaki has a big team. So it's it's very competitive. We're all there to win, but at the same time, we're there to not necessarily put on a show, but that's what happens.
Yeah, I mean, when y'all come by and you're speeding through there,
the pit stops are
amazing,
wild to watch.
Yeah,
the intensity of the whole thing.
Right.
For those that are actually involved, so the racing teams,
Yeah.
the competitors, the thing that stood out to me, it is some serious stuff. I mean, it's wild to watch everyone just zoned in. I was afraid to talk to Chris last year.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Well,
just,
I mean,
You become a different person at race time.
I couldn't believe how fast they actually went through the woods. You know, I expected quite a bit of a slowdown because you could see them not in the woods, like when they're coming in for the pit stop or whatever, and they're flying, you know, they're all out. But that doesn't change that much in the woods, and I really thought it would.
Yeah. A lot of people, when you relate to dirt bikes and motorcycles, everybody goes to motocross.
Yeah.
Everybody knows motocross, and there's a lot of talent there, a lot of speed. But when you take and you compare the two, there's motocross racers that come to any and all events. They kind of dive in and come out, and then they'll show up, but they'll be good for a half a lap or a lap or something, but they cannot hang on. They're dodging trees is not a part of their game. They're jumping, so they just don't understand the concept of going fast through the woods. So you'll see those off-road racers train up, and there's more than just going fast in the woods. These guys train. It's a year-round sport. They, at those, at the A levels, top A levels, the amateur guys in those A classes, which is, Chase is a 258 kid, young man, and so they train up all winter long, and they work really hard. They cycle, they run, they work out. It's all on a program.
Mm-hmm.
And you do a whole lot of work behind the scenes to go have fun on Sundays.
Well, like NASCAR, I mean, they're all the time working. The physical aspect of it is something you don't think about, but the physical aspect's a huge part. So I would say even more so in GNCC than NASCAR or other types of racing.
It's a serious deal. Chase, use this lightly, is shipped off to Florida to train for months and months at a time.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a serious sport, and the intensity level is super high.
Not just GNCC, but there's other series. National Enduro, which we could mention, worked for some time to work towards making that happen. So next year, something else we can talk about. GNCC is a endurance event, 3 hours for those PM guys. Now, GNCC is made up of 4-year-old to 70-year-old. Every class is involved. You got 50 cc's up to 450, 500, whatever they ride. So, but it's a very widespread. So it starts at 8 o'clock in the morning, and the last race on Sunday, and we're talking about bikes right now, but on Sunday is at 1 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Saturday is ATVs, which Drew, you may see Drew at Landers Trade. But he's racing again this year. He was a top 10 rider in the country 4 years ago, decided to move forward, got married and that. So he circled back, and he's having fun at it. And he's back in XC2, which climbing his way back up. So he's potentially a top 20 rider. But that tells you once a pro, he got away from it for 4 years. And now he's having to work his way back.
Mm-hmm.
So, and to get in shape, and he's there, and he's just working through it. So Saturday ATVs, Sunday bikes, but it's a big family sport.
Yeah,
huge. If you've been by, if you hadn't been by, you should. People start rolling in on Wednesday, Thursday, lining up. I mean, at the gate. We had to open the gates yesterday, not at 6 p.m., but at 3, just because of the backup. We didn't want to.
Oh wow.
We didn't want to re-experienced last year's back up to town.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, campers started coming in, they're parking in town already. So, it's big.
I said this yesterday, it's a fact. So if you're thinking about coming down this weekend, what you will experience is, Bristol NASCAR downsized, but the same atmosphere. I'm serious.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of jorts, a lot of beer,
a lot of jorts.
Just having a good time.
Yeah.
But it's the same type of feeling,
Yeah.
but on a smaller scale. And smaller is a bad word to use because there are thousands of people down at the farm right
Yeah.
now for this GNCC.
We were
event.
trying to figure that out yesterday when we were talking about it, Chris. Did you have an official count of how many people were at the GNCC event last year? Because it seemed like
It was wild.
There had to be at least 10,000 people there.
Yeah, it was a great big number. Just under 7,000 to 8,000 people.
Wow.
And if you remember, we had 3 inches of rain on Thursday.
Yeah.
We had Tim Cotter, and he had to, which is the CEO of the GNCC world, and he had really racer productions, which they do motocross, they do it all. But he got on Facebook and told people to stay home. If you're racing bikes, come on Sunday. We have so many people. We're having to pull people in. But that's what we do. I mean, people look at that. It's like, how in the world are they doing that? Why are they doing that? But everywhere we go, the element of the nature, the rain, all the things that go with it, we play in the mud every weekend somewhere. So it's just, and some people really thrive and do really well in the mud, and some do really well in dry, dusty, whatever conditions. So it's just a balance. That's the reason it's a 13-round series. It's a point series, and you get all the points you can, and they just add up. And at the end of the year, you see who's going to win.
This is a professional sport. I mean, this isn't just some weekend warriors. This is a professional sport. This is exactly like NASCAR.
And I don't think we can stress enough. You don't have to have an ounce of interest in bikes, ATVs.
I can't ride a motorcycle, but it sure was fun to watch.
You'll have a blast if you just take the opportunity to come.
So if you come and you have no thought of what is going on, you need to step into the woods. You need to be a spectator and follow the crowd that's going out into the woods and watch the race. It's amazing. Now, the Eau Gray is a very unique track, meaning it's old school, which is exactly what we intended it to be, because you have all these. So when I say Bristol, it's old school, and then you have Talladega, which ended up being a mud hole, but other areas like Florida, whatever, it's super fast. It's dry, dusty, super fast, challenging, deep ruts, deep holes, whatever. But the unique thing about the Eau Gray, it's 10 miles of rocky terrain. I mean, up and down hills, very, very, very technical. And some people thrive in that, and some people don't. I mean, if you could just walk a mile of that track, it's kind of like, which rock do you hit? And these guys are hitting it at high speed.
Yeah,
it's
both days. Even today being Friday, there's an e-bike race there. Saturday's ATV, Sunday's quad. So last year, we do know this. Last year, we were the number 2 entry, highest entry level of any event of all 13. Ironman is the biggest, man. They have 2,800, 3,000 entries at Ironman. It's huge. It's good dirt. Locals come out. It's just a big, big party. My intentions of this whole thing was hoping, I knew that we didn't have the facility, we didn't have the infrastructure, we didn't have some people liking the terrain, some people not. I knew being number 1, that wasn't the goal. Being number 2 was the win. Last year we had just under 2,000 entries.
Yeah.
The remainder of the season, 11 other rounds, averaged 1,450.
Wow.
So we're at 2,000. So yay to the Upper Cumberland, right?
Right.
So we pull not only the racers and the families that go to all of them. I mean, when you get locked in, you're in the series, you're doing them all, and you go to wherever it takes you. But it also pulls the local series, which is Mid-South and Warren series, and there's locals there that basically set schedules around the GNCC, and they pull them in. So we're at 2,000. I can foresee that we'll exceed that this weekend.
That's incredible.
The weather's good. Yeah.
This weekend it's at the Old Gray in Monterey. It's it's GNCC racing. It's a lot of fun. If you've never been, you absolutely need to go. It's Good Morning Cookeville. We'll talk to Chris Landers a little bit more. We'll finish up talking about GNCC racing, and then want to talk a little bit about the Adventure Rally that's coming up too, with Landers KTM. That's all on the way here on Good Morning Cookeville, live from the Willow Window Studio. We'll be right back.
Good Morning Cookeville is brought to you by Elevate Real Estate. Deliver phenomenal 5-star service to every client, every time. Visit tnelevate.com.
Hey guys, this is Jeff Root, General Manager at Ford Lincoln of Cookeville. Are you tired of having to wait at a dealership to get your car serviced? Well, then you're going to love Ford Mobile Service from Ford of Cookeville. From oil changes and tire rotations to simple repairs, our certified technicians will do their thing right in your own driveway thanks to our state-of-the-art mobile service van. Let us come to you. Schedule your Ford Mobile Service now at FordLincolnofCookeville.com or give us a call at 931-526-3325. Terms and conditions apply. See deal for details.
Now through May 4th, Cumberland County Playhouse presents Ken Ludwig's Moon Over Buffalo. This historical play stars Jason Ross and Wesley Webster, AC George and Charlotte Hay, leaders of a traveling theater troupe that finds itself stranded in Buffalo on the verge of their big break. But everything that can go wrong does. Don't miss Moon Over Buffalo. Rated PG and co-sponsored by Ken and Grace Patton and Tim and Susan Tewalt. Call 931-484-5000 or visit ccplayhouse.com to get your tickets today.
Join Upper Cumberland Habitat for Humanity for their Dream Builders Putnam Luncheon, Tuesday, May 13th from 12 to 1 p.m. at The Edge at Life Church. You'll get to hear from donors, homeowners, and volunteers. Admission is $25. And if you're interested in being a table host, please reach out to Casey at 931-528-1711, extension 6. It's Upper Cumberland Habitat for Humanity's Dream Builders Putnam Luncheon, May 13th, 12 to 1 at The Edge at Life Church.
Call us before you dig. Accidents are caused each year because someone broke a gas line that they didn't know was there. Remember, not all of our lines are in the street. They go through your yard to the house. Don't take a chance. The Cookeville Gas Department will gladly check any area before you dig and tell you if there are any gas lines present. Help us keep natural gas the safest energy there is. Natural gas, energy for life. This message brought to you in the interest of safety from the Cookeville Gas Department in cooperation with the Tennessee Public Utility Commission.
Don't get suckered into the same old free phone game by Big Wireless. There is a better way. Pure Talk, my sponsor, my wireless company, has a better offer. A brand new free Samsung Galaxy with qualifying plan for $35 a month. You get unlimited talk, unlimited text, 15 gigs of data, all on America's most dependable 5G network. Just dial pound 250, say the keyword Pure Talk for your free Samsung Galaxy with qualifying plan. Pure Talk, wireless by Americans for Americans.
The following heartwarming yet informative scene is brought to you by Trust and Will.
Son, your grandpa and I used to work on this car together, and when I'm gone, I want you to have it.
Wow. Thanks, Dad. Doesn't count. What you need is a will. Luckily, Trust and Will makes it easy. Designed by attorneys, but customized by you, you can easily create a state-specific, legally valid document that actually counts. Now, let's let the engine do the talking, am I right? Start your will at trustandwill.com. Use offer code COUNT for 20% off and make it count. Trust and Will is an online estate planning service. For details, see trustandwill.com.
Jason and Sheila. Good Morning Cookeville. 1077 and 1400, The Hub.
Good morning, Cookeville. Jason and Sheila here. We're in the Willow Window Studio. Rafferty's actually filling in for Sheila today. Her mother-in-law passed, so her and her husband Tim are taking care of all of that.
Love you, Sheila.
Did the funeral yesterday and wrapping things up today. In the studio with us, we've got Chris Landers. The GNCC racing event is this weekend at the Old Gray. We've been talking about that, but not Easter weekend, but the weekend after is the rally, and that's the adventure rally. And I like the idea of the adventure bikes. That's a really cool thing. And I got to talk to Clinton there at the KTM store for the outdoor showcase, and he was telling me all about them, and they are awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So tell us what the adventure rally is.
So the adventure rally is totally opposite of a GNCC, but different, just a different group that's going to show up. They'll be coming from all over the country. We did one as a team, as Landers KTM. We went to Utah, and we did. It's a limited 350 people, and we went there and got to ride for 4 days, and it's all routed, GPS routed, and it's all terrains, whatever. So the adventure is a totally different age group. It's it's people that's somewhat retired. They're coming in from all over, and they come in groups. It's not really a spectator event, although we've made it a spectator event, meaning that we're going to have entertainment on Saturday night, and it starts Friday, entertainment on Saturday. But the rally, they'll come in on Friday morning. We have the KTM factory KTM demo truck that no matter what brand that you're riding, you can come and demo every model that KTM offers. We'll have, from the Old Gray, we'll have a 20-minute, average of 20-minute loop that will take them in and around any and all. It's, dirt, gravel, pavement, tar and chip, whatever, back roads. So there'll be a 20-minute loop there that you'll be able to demo all day long if you want to. So in the afternoon, total, something that we need to think about, just over 600 miles of routes in the Upper Cumberland. So what the Upper Cumberland needs to realize that we're basing this thing at the Old Gray, at Landers KTM and the Old Gray, and that's where we're going to leave from. So we'll everybody get registered. They'll leave from there, and they have multiple routes. There's 4 routes, and there's intermediate, expert, different levels, and they can pick the ones they want to go and then go on all of them. But all of them's going to take in a little something different. I mean, we're going to Fall Creek Falls. We're going to over in Big South Fork. And then you think about this, Rafferty should think about this. Every bit of it goes through the town of Monterey.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So we're really pushing the town. We're pushing the dealership. We're pushing the Old Gray. We're pushing the Upper Cumberland. So 600 miles. Some will take you half a day, and some you can spend a couple hours. It depends on what's going to happen. So in the routes, something to think about, and any and all that, and they'll hear this as they sign up, and through the details of all the information that you see with the rally, all these destinations that we will establish, and they may be 10, 12, 15. We're asking everyone to come back with 5 pictures. So there'll be Ford of Cookeville, Landers KTM, Monterey Depot. There'll be these places where they need to go. They need to take time and stop. There'll be a banner. Take a picture on their phone. They come back with 5, 10. It doesn't matter how many they come back with, but when they come back with 5 pictures that they've made these destinations and they've taken a picture of themselves and or their bike and their group, that's all that matters. Come back, we gather all that. That puts them into it's a bit of a poker run.
Yeah.
So they come back and we'll put them into a poker run. They pull cards, and the winner gets $1,500 off of any bike of their choice.
Wow.
Of any bike, adventure or dirt, it doesn't matter, from Landers KTM. So there'll be 15,500. 3 winners, first, second, third. We'll do that. But it's going to be cool. There'll be some vendors there. It's very much an Old Gray event. The spectators is the rider and or their families can come.
Mm-hmm.
So what's going to happen is the rider's going to come in and do the adventure ride. The wife, the family's going to go into town.
They're going to shop. They're
going
going to
shop.
They're going to
shop, and they're going to eat, and probably at the Italian restaurant, maybe at the Mexican restaurant, and
Mm-hmm.
maybe bananas. So it's going to be cool. I mean, just like you see in GNCC, all these people coming in with dirt bikes and campers and all the things going on. These guys are going to ride their adventure bikes into town, and I think it's something. Year one, we don't know what to expect. Don't know. It could be 50, could be 500, but I do know it's something that we can build on. And once you start doing that and start growing that in the other areas, and people start talking, next year will be much bigger.
You can get more information, LandersKTMUSA.com, all the information about, the GNCC race and the Adventure Rally is there if you have any more questions about that. Or you can call Landers KTM or drop by this weekend if you want to, if you're going up to GNCC to find out more information. Who's the music act? It's like Dirty Heathens or something like that, isn't it?
No, at the rally, the rally's Ty Gregory.
Ty Gregory.
and Landon McFadden.
Okay. Why'd I have Dirty Heathens on my mind?
So they were scheduled to be at this GNCC this week.
Oh, okay, I see.
And with the unforeseen 30-degree temps, we decided not to have it. So the entertainment for Saturday night at GNCC is not there, although Landers KTM has Zach Karen, which is a great up-and-coming artist that will be doing some entertainment there. We just didn't have the full show. The weather's perfect for GNCC racing, but a high of 52 and a low of 35.
Yeah.
It's just the artists are probably like,
Come on. Yeah, come on, man. Yeah.
The instruments too. That cold.
Chris, man, thanks for being here this morning and educating us on some GNCC and the Adventure Rally. We really do appreciate it. And it's going to be a big time in Monterey this week. And Rafferty, thank you for filling in for Sheila the past couple of days.
Thanks.
Appreciate
Can I
it.
get mushy gushy real quick?
You got 2 seconds.
Oh, Chris, I'm just thankful for it, buddy. He does a lot for not just Monterey, but the whole Upper Cumberland.
Absolutely.
And I don't think people realize it enough, but I'm super grateful for it.
Y'all have a great weekend. We'll see you back here
This
Monday.
is
Bye
News
now.
Talk 107.7 and 1400. The Hub. Good morning, Cookeville. W299BY. 107.7 FM. And AM 1400 WHUB Cookeville.